strength body to body with Jakovic.
The first elimination final from VFL Park umpire Grant Burton comes in to bounce the ball. Almost ideal conditions for footy apart from a very strong wind blowing to the right of screen, and that's where Essendon is kicking. First free kick of the match going to the Brownlow middle favourite, Jimmy Stynes. No one standing the mark, so Stynes into this breeze, kicks down to half forward, punch away by Hurd, albeit not very far. Chance for the Bombers to get clear. Ball booted up towards the centre field area. Spalding's quick hand pass, and again kick to half forward. Obst takes the mark for Melbourne.
Good kick by Stephen Phoebe.
You have to aim for the left goal post. This breeze blowing to the other end. There is a mark.
No play on, Pete. Yes, there's a couple of Essendon hands in there. Dispute there by the umpire, Grant Vernon. He called play on and now a ball up. See this again. Yeah, first touch there by Kevin Walsh.
Kevin Walsh playing his first game for the year. One of the veterans in the Bomber side. He's had a bad run with injury. I'm glad to see him back. Also back, man going for the mark this time, or the punch. Bennett, Obst, quick kick, didn't quite get it out. Paddled out by Jakovic, long on the bottom of the pack. Walsh taken down, ball still to be won. Away comes O'Donnell. Gary O'Donnell from left half back, kicks up towards the centre wing position. Thompson under that trusty left foot, and that will be over the boundary line, carried across by their strong northerly wind. Free kick going Melbourne's way will be taken by Sean White.
And Tim Watson has lined up in the full forward line, Pete.
I think that's an indication of how strong the breeze is. That wind blowing it all the way to the boundary line. Considine gets the handball to O'Donnell. He spins out of trouble, but the kick is smothered. Tingay picks up the crumbs. Kick by Tingay to centre half forward. Out comes Jakovic, punched away by Walsh. Anderson's on the end of it. Handball to Izzard, and the Bombers are out of trouble. Izzard's kick is a little ordinary to half forward. Bouncing awkwardly, Spalding overruns it. Danaher, big crunch from stretch. Still there to be taken away. No one can do anything with it. Wanganeen. In comes Todd Viney. A very good gather. Todd Viney's kick to half forward. Oh, nearly a mark there to Obst. The ball comes to the back. Johnston's there for Essendon. The mark is taken by Todd Viney.
It was a great kick looking for Obst, wasn't it? Obst made a great effort, but Viney's precision there was terrific.
Todd Viney now towards centre half forward, may carry, over Kickett's head, rebounds, Thompson, steady, Izzard's quick kick, goes to the wing, Anderson holds it in, really not to Essendon's advantage, but the ball was over, so boundary throw-in will take place. Centre wing on Members' side. You thought it was out?
No, probably lucky it was out.
Yes, it was going back to Todd Viney, wasn't it?
So boundary throw-in on centre wing, knocked down by Stynes, long, onto Kickett. Watson playing at full forward, won't quite carry up that far. Yes, it does. The veteran, rumours that he will retire if Essendon gets beaten today. Watson kicks into the forward pocket, and the mark for the Bombers is taken by Michael Werner.
Yes, Peter Rowe just got caught there, not reading the ball correctly. That's Long there, injured behind. We can't quite pick what's wrong with him at the moment, but good lead there by Watson.
And Watson has the breeze pretty well directly at his back. Werner, rather. So, could get this. And does. Easily. Great kick. First goal, Essendon. So, Michael Werner, after the kick came from Watson, he had no trouble making that distance. So, it's a pretty strong northeasterly breeze here this afternoon. Essendon has it in the first term, 1-0.
Yeah, Long looks all right. That pass here coming through from Watson. Werner well out in front there of Cuthbertson, lining up in an uncustomary position in the full-back area.
Unbelievable, Ross.
Yes.
Very much an offensive player.
Yes, and they've also got Melbourne. Yates as a free man in the back line with Long, the free man for Essendon.
So back into the centre. Madden charges at it like a bull. For Melbourne, ball booted away by Todd Viney. Up towards half forward. The mark is taken by Lovell. Lovell to put the Demons into attack. No score on the board. Jakovic and Hurd go at it. Ball spills free. Socket away for Essendon by Walsh. Jakovic again. Long hand pass. 25-metre hand pass, actually. Kick came down there from Phoebe. Chance for Lovett. Now it's Anderson. He played full back against the West Coast Eagles. Did a pretty fair job on that day. He appreciates some space here at VFL Park. Out it comes to White from Yates. Kick up towards centre wing position, mark taken by Todd Viney.
And this will be his fourth kick already, Todd Viney, so he's having some impact. That hand pass too severe for Stretch. and it's taken over. Spawn's attempt there may have been a little severe, but the umpire indicating that everything's all clear in his mind, so we'll have a boundary thrown on that outer side. Steins and Madden. Steins in front. Gets the ball down. Chance for Phoebe. Kick to Lyon. Nearly overran it, but gathered it well. Hand pass too far. And in the back against Considine. Free kick will go to Gary Lyon. Terrific player, Gary Lyon, but gee, that's very heavy over there, Ross, isn't it? That
deceiving, really
far
is.
side of the ground. Chance now for Melbourne through stretch. Kick across his body. Centre half forward. Picked off by Madden. Helped out there by Hills. Good play by the youngster. Free kick being picked out. Advantage is paid. Kickett has the football. Too severe for Anderson. Stein Shepherd for Stretch. Stretch tries to get around onto the left foot. Puts Road under a little bit of pressure. Long, he's recovered. Well done, Michael Long. Anderson quickly. Yates has a chance. Good interception. 3 Melbourne players back there. Watson gets through the lot of them. And still Watson's in the middle of the action. Ball comes out towards Yates. And he trundles it over for a boundary throw in. Some terrific pressure put on by Timmy Watson.
Robbie, you're right, that ground over there is deceiving. There's a couple of spots watching the reserves game that are quite heavy.
Steins and Madden. Danaher in front. One of the veterans in the Bomber side. Hills. A quick hand pass. And ricochets off the back of one of the players down there. Chance for Tingay. Tingay from midfield. The Demons up towards half forward. Walsh gets a shocking bounce. Bennett, not particularly quick, but gives out a good hand pass to Lovett off the edge of the square, and the kicking from both sides leaving a little bit to be desired at the moment. Jakovic nearly gets taken down, has to get rid of it quickly. Good tackle applied by Izzard. There is, however, a free kick.
That's pretty
tough. It's a good tackle, but the ball spills free. It should be play on. Goodness me.
Shane Hurd will take the free kick. He's got the job of minding Jakovic, the comeback kid at Windy Hill. He's to wear number 9. Now wearing 45, Danaher and Steins. He's got a fingernail to it. Couldn't drag the ball down. Kick out of mid-air, brings it up towards the half-forward flank for Essendon. And it's out of bounds in front of Kieran Spawn. So another boundary throw-in on the sheltered side of the ground.
That wind is very, very tricky. Players kicking to the left-hand end having a lot of difficulty.
Kevin Sheedy on the phone already. Thompson, not the greatest of hand passes ever delivered. Spalding gets a knock on to Tingay. Doesn't bounce too kindly for him either. Oh, gets taken out of it almost by Long. Wore the bump well, Tingay, and then kicks atrociously. A chance for Buick. The tackling good so far. Considine gives out the hand pass. On the end of it, finally Madden. Another shocking kick. Danaher. Zoo number 5. Danaher, will he get a free kick?
Oh, should have, Peter.
Well, he didn't have the ball, did he, Ross? This is Lovell at half forward for Melbourne. He'll be looking for Jakovic. Hurd wearing him pretty closely and doing a good job so far, Shane Hurd, the veteran. Long hand pass to O'Donnell. He gets out of trouble very, very well indeed with a good kick.
Now there's a free kick being
Taken back.
out, and it's going back to Hurd against Jakovic. So the advantage rule on this occasion not being applied, which is a little strange, hard to read.
But they went backwards, Pete. Robbo, that's perhaps why.
Oh, bad error here. Melbourne is still a chance. Beveridge tackled by Madden. Surely a free kick to Beveridge. Now the advantage rule is paid. Lions kick to the front of the square. In comes Thompson. A big punch by Mark Thompson. And the first score is a rush behind. The first score for Melbourne, that is a rush behind, courtesy of that big thump. There's Johnny Northey. And O'Donnell kicks the ball back into play.
Gary O'Donnell looking for Anderson, who gets underneath the ball. His opposite number 11, Steins, did a good job. Danaher, 300 games plus, the veteran. Beautifully delivered to Kickett, who's fast. With the wind, into the pocket. Watson reads it beautifully and marks in front of Road. Plays on, almost unaccountably. Royler, same combination as before, not paid. Road, hurried hand pass onto Stretch. And good backup support from Yates, who gets taken out. Perfect hip and shoulder. Great footy.
Yes, the umpire's in good position.
Unbelievable.
What a great shot we had of that, Peter.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. You saw it all for yourself. The book's coming out, it looks like. The umpire never
Well,
commented.
you never saw it.
Just so unnecessary. Goodness me. That sort of stuff is just so uncourageous. It's just unbelievable.
Well, it certainly stunned everybody here. And the
Well,
crowd.
in the finish, who's going to be reported? I think the umpire's confused.
Well, trial by video will probably sort that out, but enough said. You saw it all at home.
And it's silly, Peter, because one of these teams is going to win. That player then becomes a possibility of missing out in the future. I mean, discipline, Ross, really is what it's all about.
Might be finals, okay, assert a bit of advantage with the physical stuff, but use hip and shoulder like Werner did to dispose Yates of the ball. Let it go at that.
Now the umpire is writing a bit in that book.
Well, if there's something written in the book, why isn't there a free kick?
It happens all. It's got to be a free kick.
There is a free kick. Unbelievable.
Well,
this is the most ridiculous situation I've ever seen.
You see, he's obviously not seen the first incident. The retribution there from White on Werner is the reason for the free kick, because White charged him, and therefore you have a shot at goal.
We had a player sent off in the WAFL last week. Interesting situation. Often wondered why that's not considered here. But anyway, that's history. Let's get on with the game. That's one behind with the win. So Werner not making allowances. Essendon leading by 1 goal. Cuthbertson to kick the ball back into play. Had a great start to the season on the forward line. Kicks it out to Grinter. And of course missed a lot through lack of form during the year. Long, good hip and shoulder on Yates. Comes back to Melbourne again after the hand pass from Beveridge. And the Demons go forward as it's kicked up towards the centre wing position. Chance for the mark to Considine. Couldn't quite drag it in. And the ball out of bounds in front of Beveridge. And we'll see a boundary throw once more. Centre wing, outer side.
What do you think that goal advantage is, Ross, down to that right hand?
To see that breeze is very fluky, but it's got to be, I'd say, at least a couple, Robbo.
Madden and Bennett go at the ball. Picked up by Izzard. Short kick, but a very high one. Steins at the back. Would have been a great mark. Chance for Spalding. Couldn't take it. This is Buick. Watson, clever knock on, but no one there ultimately for Essendon. Werner, not the most popular player out here at VFL Park. Could be a chance for an Essendon goal, but the ball just a little bit too quick for Danaher. It beats him over the boundary line, or over the line, and it scrapes in for 1 behind. So a point to the Bombers. 1-2. Melbourne yet to score a goal, 1 behind.
Gee, they were a bit stiff there, Essendon. The ball not sitting for Terry Danaher. Kick in by Cuthbertson, goes to the near side half-back flank area. Pretty good shepherding by Izzard, but the ball really was magnetised by that player. It seemed to keep coming back towards him when he really needed it to bounce to the advantage of his teammate, and eventually locked in at half-back for Melbourne. 50 metres from the Essendon goal. Madden does good ruck work, but it comes to Sean White. He's forced to kick quickly, and he finds the safety of the boundary line about 35 metres further away from the Essendon goal. At the moment, Essendon lead 1-2 to 1 point, and a pretty good crowd in here at VFL Park for this very important elimination final. Chance for Thompson, dispossessed, comes to Buick. Buick short kick, not bad. Wanganeen. Oh, bad luck, Gavin Wanganeen. It was a lovely little kick, but unfortunately just out of the reach of the 18-year-old. And in that altercation there, the free kick will go to Road.
Well, holding on there, Robbo.
Road in between back pocket and half back. The ball holds up a little bit in the breeze. And a good mark taken in front by Anderson. And Greg Anderson did pretty well in that situation.
Greg Anderson, very versatile player. Shooty, as I said, using the full back against the West Coast Eagles. Hills, one of the rookies in the Bomber lineup. Hand pass, clever to Izzard from a standing start, kicks it goal and might have just scraped it in from behind. No, he hasn't. And a strong northeasterly doing the job.
That turner looked quickly, and the snap, he had Spawn on his left-hand side, but elected to have a shot.
Cuthbertson. That'll go pretty close to the boundary line. Obst in front, O'Donnell from behind succeeds in getting a fist to it. And we will see a throw in about 65 to 70 metres from goal. There's Paul Salmon.
And Pete John Northey still persisting with Graham Yates as a spare man in defence with Derek Kickett, the player for Essendon, who's running free.
Steins and Madden again. Madden taps down. Wanganeen. It's taken down. He might get a free kick. He will. One of the prize recruits of the year, Gavin Wanganeen. Beat a tribunal charge only recently. And he did it well. O'Donnell, centering kick. Anderson again, appreciating space up ground.
Tell you what, he nearly kicked this. The wind at his back.
Yes, he needs to aim for the left goalpost, or the right goalpost, Robert, doesn't he?
It's a good squaring kick because the ball in front of him, or the traffic in front of him, was just too busy. So squaring off to space was a good option.
Werner making a lead. He's ignored that. Goes for the drop punt. Torpedo perhaps could have got there. That's got there anyway. Great kick for a goal. 4 points. And so Anderson gets the goal for the Bombers to take them to 2-2. Melbourne one behind at BFL Park.
Yes, and it was, as I mentioned, a good squaring kick. He's a very long kick of the football. That mark he took a few minutes earlier will give him great confidence. It's one of his strengths there, overhead like that in a pack. What a great kick to push the Bombers further in front.
Terrific kick by Greg Anderson. That's one of his real strong areas, is his long kicking into the forward line.
Good penetration.
2-2 to a point. Both ruckmen miss it. Ball still there. No, Buick. He's caught. Beveridge the tackler. In comes Steins. Well done by the big fellow. Left foot kick to centre half forward. No mark taken. Walsh is going to be run down by Viney. Good tackle. Kick off the ground. Goes wide. Anderson marks. Doing well on this near side wing up against Tingo. This will be his 5th kick. And in the last minute, kicked a magnificent 65-metre goal from centre half forward. Long kick, mark taken by Yates, no one home for Essendon. Handball away to Stretch. Short kick, player here is Lovett. They've got 2 or 3 here, they outnumber Essendon, but Lovett elects to kick to centre half forward. Walsh from the back, well judged mark over Bennett, and Darren, that really was good play by Walsh, who were beaten pointlessly. Kick goes in towards the centre, kick it, elects to tap it forward. Spawn a handball, these are running beautifully. Oh, a little too far for Watson. Rowe, caught by Watson. Dispossessed. Hills has a chance. Handball. Watson has a big chance. From 25, kicks the goal. Watson gets his first. The Bombers are alight. They've kicked 3-2. Melbourne have kicked a point.
There's an area where I thought that Essendon might be slightly deficient in their pace, is showing Melbourne up just at the moment there. Here's Buick through the centre. We see this again. Rowe took the wrong option, thought he had a spare man with him, but good tackle. Should have gone forward rather than going back. Watson's recovery was terrific, having applied the tackle and the pressure early and finished off very well.
So Timmy Watson having a hand in 2 goals. He assisted Werner earlier. Anderson, Werner and Watson, the goal kickers for the Bombers. 19 points the difference. Steins and Madden again. Neither ruckman successful getting it out of the circle. Picked up for Melbourne by Beveridge. And umpire Brian Sheard will bounce it once more. 10 1/4 minutes left in the opening term. Essendon with the win though in the first quarter. Strong northeasterly. Madden was taken over the shoulder. Doesn't matter. There might be a free kick.
Going to Madden.
Yes, he was, as I said, taken over the shoulder. The Bomber veteran, 300 games plus, and kicks to Kieran Spawn, who marks it half forward in front of White.
So they got their tails up early, Essendon.
Yeah, 3 players, Tingay, White and Road, have got to pick up in the defensive area.
Similar position to Anderson. He's tried the torpedo punt. Strangely, won't quite get the distance. And Jimmy Steins, Brownlow favourite, in the right back pocket. Kicks to Beveridge. He marked it just inside the line. And Luke Beveridge to get Melbourne out of danger. Yet to score a goal, the Demons. Big pack of players on the outer wing. Duncan Taker. Oh, Simon Madden robes it beautifully. Like a little fella. Road. Oh, yes, great mark.
Poor kick by Madden. He really should have made a better attempt to hook it to the front of the goals.
Peter Road, formerly of Carlton. 99 games against him in the VFL/AFL. Madden again. And this time he sees the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in. Left half forward flank. John Northey on the telephone already. I don't think he'd be too concerned at the moment with the Demons going against this pretty strong win.
And they've had a couple of chances up at that forward line.
Steins taps down. Kickett has the front running. No, it's a Bomber play through Danaher. Centering kick that time from the veteran. And Cuthbertson can't quite take it before it's over the line for 1 behind. So 3-3, 1 behind. 8 minutes 40 left in the opening term. Cuthbertson to kick in.
And he kicks in short. They're persisting. Fortunately, lands with Yates. Controls it nicely. Kicks it wider. Still, Phoebe can't mark. Essendon player there is young Paul Hills. What a very impressive first season for him. Only 18 years of age, and he's played something like 6 or 8 games now for Essendon and doing pretty well. Spalding forced to do the ruck work. Beveridge tries to spin out. Obster's there for Melbourne. Kick is chopped off by Hills. He runs with the footy, which is good. in towards centre-half forward. Steins gets back and marks quite safely in the finish. Handball to Rode. Rhodes kick back in towards the centre. And the mark not taken. Anderson bumped away by Grinter. O'Donnell caught but gets the handball. Kick it caught. Tingay the tackler. Well done, Stephen Tingay. Still in there, but he's beaten in numbers. Thompson caught. Play goes on, yes. Phoebe runs away with the footy for the Demons. Up towards full forward. Jakovic beats her. Oh, well done, Izard. Brilliantly got back. Lovell is there for Melbourne. Snapshot by Lovell. Just misses to the left. And Melbourne's first really prominent attack forward ends in another behind.
Rod Grinter
After that good tackle, Jakovic just thought he had a bit more space than he really did. Could have got the ball to beat very quickly. Might have been a better option than trying to run free.
Gee, Izard was quick there, though, wasn't he?
His pace is good. White now picking up Werner.
The speedball kick. Shane Hurd kicks in. Big pack of players marking contest. None can take it. Chance for the Demons now. This is Beveridge. That might be their first goal. Yes, it's scraped in, I think. 4 points. So Luke Beveridge, fine running goal, gets the Demons first, and against the wind, a very valuable one. 3-3 to 1-2.
Yes, and Luke Beveridge in his 19 games for the season for Melbourne has been quite a consistent goal kick, kicking 24 for the season. We see him get out of trouble very nicely, kicking from 50 into that bit of a breeze. That's a fine kick.
Somerville warming up on the boundary line to come on shortly. Melbourne's first goal kicked through Beveridge. 1-2 to 3-3. 7 minutes left in the term. Wanganeen.
Oh, brilliant play, Wanganeen. Kick it nearly got caught, but got the handball. Thompson. Hills is going to get run down, but with strength he spins away. For an 18-year-old, his body formation is fantastic. No mark taken. Jumping a little too early. Was that a free kick?
No, Mark to Cuthbertson.
Mark to Cuthbertson. He plays on. Kick is a shocker. Melbourne under pressure. Thompson away to Hills. Handball to Danaher. Danaher, shot for goal. Is close, just misses to the left. So young Paul Hills prominent early, as is Wanganeen. So the youngster's doing well. Hills has had 2 kicks and 6 hand passes. Wanganeen has had 4 hand passes. White kicks into this near side. No mark taken. Buick onto it quickly. Tingay taps it. Free kick. And it's going to Tingay, and that was a little fortunate for Melbourne.
Yes, against Buick for holding on.
Lovell from left half-back flank for Melbourne. O'Donnell in front. Lyon kicks across his body with the left foot up towards space at half-forward. Michael Long, who was in the hands of the trainers earlier after a knock in the ribs. And Simon Madden coming off the ground, the veteran. Somerville taking his place.
Yes, they can't expect Madden to ruck all day. They've got interchange with the absence of Salmon. It's got to happen that way.
So Kevin Walsh, great to see him back in the Bomber colours. Dual premiership defender, and the man who kicked the first goal for Melbourne. Beveridge gets it up to half-forward. Jakovic has it punched away. Kickett does likewise, and he's got the speed to gather it again. Derek Kickett. Lovell won't catch him. Centering kick is okay. Izard outside the centre square puts the Bombers into attack again up towards their right half-forward flank. Big pack of players set themselves for the mark. Tingay goes in after it, applies a good tackle. Bull spills free again. Chance for Lovett. Still to be won. Thompson in there. Finally, it's Anderson. Onto Izard, seemingly with plenty of time, who kicks to half-forward. Danaher, that is a great mark.
Earl Sporting just a little loose on Danaher before. If it wasn't for Steins in the previous marking contest spoiling, Danaher would have taken the mark.
Back to Izard. Kicks right on 50 with the wind. He'll get the distance, but the accuracy just allowed a little bit too much. And through for only 1 behind.
Ross, would Terry have been better having a shot himself,
I
maybe?
think so. Going back at least and trying to set something up, yes. That's his 8th kick. It's a crucial one.
Sean White kicks to what I would term the attacking side of the ground. Somerville goes the spoil. And Cuthbertson for Melbourne relieves the pressure. Kick up towards the centre wing position. Tingay. O'Donnell. Good hand pass. Buick seems to be moving okay. He was under some injury cloud a little while back. Werner. And he tracks the ball across the boundary line to the forward pocket.
It's amazing, Ross. Just that little fumble by Tingay. Isn't it so important early in the final?
Just a crisp grab of the footy stands you in far better stead. That quick fumble, the other side of the coin, you're gone.
Boundary throw in left forward pocket for Essendon. Steins has kept out of it. Rode kicks it back to half-back. Hills again, he shot for goal. This could cap off a great first quarter. It's very close, he likes it. The goal umpire loves it. Essendon get their fourth, and they've had 9 shots at goal, 4-5 to 1-2.
There's some 9 touches too for young Paul Hills. He's really working hard. It's his pace that's creating a few problems out in that wing. Watch this again. Especially there from on road, and his Hills just breaking through there. That's a very, very good kick, aided by that breeze.
Fantastic goal kicked by Paul Hills for Essendon's fourth. Steins can't take it away. Thompson can for Essendon. Towards half forward, picked off there by Cuthbertson. Kick goes wide to the wing. Essendon have got 2 on 1. Anderson beaten for it by Tingay, but he's able to get back and...
Now the second quarter of the elimination final, 28 points the difference in favour of Essendon. But Melbourne this quarter has the breeze. It's blowing to their left forward pocket. They'll need to make full use of it. Somerville and Steins. Madden off the ground.
Free kick to Steins there, Pete, holding on after the ruck contest.
Probably Melbourne's best player in the first quarter, Jimmy Steins, who kicks out towards the right half forward flank. Grinter and Hills, no mark taken. Hills, one of the Bombers' best players in the first quarter, going through very solidly. Gary Lyons, a Melbourne player, heard in the background as well. Kickett in the meantime comes away with the football at Considine, has to get around Kickett. Now farms out the hand pass onto Buick. The Bombers running well. Bomber Thompson. The trusty left foot. Big pack of players in the marking contest. Watson playing at full forward has already kicked one and had a hand in another. The snapshot is off target and through for one behind to make the difference 29 points.
Yes, the player who copped one there was Rod Grinter, and he's been replaced now by Dyson. Got one right in the ribs, I think. You see this once again. Through comes Kickett. Yeah, left knee in the rib area.
And that wasn't paid, yet Lyons' attack on Kickett was
Correct.
a free kick.
Yep.
Anderson with Lovett. Anderson with pace. He went out. The ball stayed in, obviously. Boundary umpire gives him the all clear. Buick and Todd Viney. Buick moving beautifully inside 50. He kicks it in short, and Sean White over the top takes a great grab from Werner. Werner involved in a controversial incident in the first quarter with Sean White, and numbers appeared to be taken. So we might hear more about that a little bit later on. Derek Kickett from right on 50 against the breeze. It's got plenty of carry and gets there for Essendon. Another one. And Steins and Kickett after the play. Yates is down, so plenty happening here at BFL Park.
Yes, as that kick came through from Kickett, Timmy Watson stormed out from the full forward area and just collected Yates, and he's not very well at all.
I don't know whether you had that on our ISO camera replay, but as I said, plenty happening here, and numbers already taken in the first quarter after that particular clash between Werner and White. Back into the centre. 8 plays 43.
6-7 to 1-2. Steins a little confused. Essendon's tackling is unbelievable. Tingay, a quick kick towards centre half forward. Melbourne mark taken by Lovell. Shot for goal by Lovell is high, long and handsome. Melbourne get their second goal. Andy Lovell gets his first goal. Melbourne get their second. Jimmy Steins having plenty to say back near the centre bounce. And the Bombers lead 6-7 to 2-2.
Yates. He's been the target. Yates looks okay. It was a solid one. Well played here too by Lovell. He just played on. Could have gone back for a shot, but allowed the breeze to carry the ball through. And gee, what a vital goal.
They're all going to be vital, aren't they, Ross, by the look of it?
It's a silly thing to say, but I mean, the way that is at the moment.
6-7 to 2-2. Just at the start of the second term, Thompson doing well. He's dispossessed. Obst in underneath. Can't do much with it. Umpire will bounce once again.
John Northey has moved Darren Bennett up alongside Jakovic for this quarter.
No one wants to give the football back. So a bounce just wide of the circle. 45,000 approximately here this afternoon in ideal conditions apart from the wind. Pleasant spring weather. Stretch for Melbourne. The Demons need some goals and they need them quickly. Kevin Walsh, the veteran, playing his first game for the year. Dual premiership player, Anderson. And the burst at half-back, right on 50. And Anderson's kick, Buick. This one he certainly should have taken. Stretch, coat-hanged. And we'll get the free kick, Stephen Stretch.
Very important they score from there, Peter.
Needs to aim out right with that northeasterly. and off the hands of Jakovic, who so far has been well held by Shane Hurd. 15 plays 43. Peter McKenna has some news on Grinter on the boundary line.
Yes, Rodney Grinter copped a knee in the back. He's doing warm-up exercises, and no doubt he'll come back on the ground. He's all right.
Hurd's kick,
Fluke.
short. He didn't like it, Robert.
Slewed off the side of his boot and landed with his teammate.
Considine. Right centre wing. 21 and a half minutes before half-time. He kicks to Wanganeen. One is looking the better at the moment.
Possession very important
Running
in the breeze, and that's exactly what they're doing, Pete.
Long and Todd Viney.
4 unattended players taking easy marks.
Michael Long. Dishes it out again. And the Bombers maintaining possession football. They're doing this pretty well so far. Knocked down by Rode. O'Donnell. What's he doing? Gary O'Donnell, long way from defence, dishes out the hand pass to Danaher. Lovely balk by the veteran. Nearly gets caught. Tried to get a kick at the ball, and Sean White comes away with it for the Demons.
Oh, and he's hit Buick right on the chest. I don't know who he thought that was, but he couldn't have picked him out any better. Buick's kick in turn to centre-half forward, where Somerville is marked about 52 metres from goal.
Yes, the Essendon players' preparedness to run rubber has been greater than Melbourne at this stage. It's really showing up. They're getting to the spaces.
And Somerville, I doubt whether he'd get the distance. The breeze is blowing straight out from the goals to which he's attacking. Lovely long kick right into the goal square, and Steins, what a good mark taken by the big fellow. Handball over the top. Tingay's got a chance to run with this footy. One bounce. Dyson doing the shepherding. Tingay's kick, will it stay in? No, it won't. And that's ordinary stuff, because he had no one chasing him. There was no pressure. And to kick it out of bounds on the full like that, give it straight back to Essendon, really is a crucial error. Hills runs on. Handballs wide to Considine. Considine with plenty of time. Kicks it very well to centre-half forward. No mark taken. Out comes Phoebe for Melbourne. A kick towards centre-half forward. Lovell. Good punch at the back. Chance now for Viney. Long putting on good pressure, but Viney's a little stronger. And he gets around onto the right foot, Todd Viney. Kicks it in towards centre-half forward. Lyon! Great mark, Gary Lyon. Skill, class, name it what you like. But it's written all over that young man there.
He hasn't had a chance to break free in the game so far. Been reasonably held by Considine, but the way the ball's been coming down, it's been difficult for him. What a great control of the football that was.
Very important kick, Ross.
Oh, vital. I mean, I said before that the previous goal was vital, but I mean, in the context of this game, the way Essendon set up in the first quarter, this is a real beauty, this one. Yes,
and the first goal of the second quarter going to kick it to give Essendon a 5-goal break. And this could be Melbourne's second goal in the second quarter. Gary Lyon, nice looking kick. No, it just drifts away to the right, and it's through for a behind. So the deliberate shots not going Melbourne's way at the moment. 2-4, and they trail Essendon, who are 6-7.
Yes, O'Brien is warming up there, and it might be Kieran Spawn to make the change.
Short kick again. Bomber Thompson inside his own defensive 50-metre line. Somerville got into the back of his opponent. Stretch kicks the ball at right angles down towards the position it came from, and Darren Bennett in front takes the mark.
He was prepared to get in front of Walston and give himself a chance for the first quarter, but he's been behind the whole time. He's got to be in front.
Jakovic making a lead, or telling him to kick the ball long. I'm sure he'll do that.
Tell you what, I'd back him to get the distance.
Yes.
I don't know about the accuracy. He's a beautiful long kick, Bennett.
Which he's followed through. Boot well and truly over his head. Oh, look at that. That's just about there. Just about being the operative words. It's only one behind. He must have kicked it every bit of 60 metres.
I think it might have been Jim Steins that touched it too. Spawn is the player off with O'Brien on. Steve O'Dwyer there in the dugout.
Shane Hurd kicks to the outer or defensive side. Walsh in front. Yes, that's a mark. Taken over Stretch. And the umpire says play on. Lyon and Danaher. And it's out of bounds. Half forward flank for Melbourne. Kicking with the breeze, the strong northeasterly. Madden and Spawn kick it over the top. Had a fresh air shot. Gary Lyon, and took that magnificent mark only a couple of minutes back. And Buick sees the ball out of bounds. 43 plays 17.
This will suit Essendon. Just keep knocking it over the boundary line and waste all those precious seconds.
Considine and Obst. Lyon over the top. Gee, the ball stopped like a plugged golf ball. Buick taken down by Stretch. The two redheads do battle. they've gained about 15 metres.
There's some of the areas too, people, they've replaced the grass there. It's terribly boggy and shifting, and that the ball is really causing some problems there.
Yeah, a little bit heavier over that side. Walsh. Lovett. Almost been touched off the boot, doesn't matter. Jakovic goes back, loses some ground. Chance for Lovett again. High left footer into the kick-off line, and yes, that's a mark.
Well done, Todd Viney, standing his
And
ground.
also good work too by Andrew Ops there, holding out his player. I think it might have been O'Donnell. Just gave Viney a chance to continue on with the footy.
Herb not giving him an inch, making sure he doesn't try to play on.
I tell you what, Shane Hurd plays football exactly like his coach used to.
There it is. There's the shepherd. In fact, it was Johnson who was shepherded out very well there by Ops.
So Todd Viney, a chance to bring up a badly needed goal for Melbourne. It will be their third if he kicks it. Distance won't be a problem. It's a goal. So Viney gets his first and Melbourne's third. The Demons creep a little bit closer, 6-7 to 3-5.
Yes, he's been quietish in terms of possessions, Todd Viney. It's just his fifth kick with one handball, but it's certainly a very crucial marking kick. Lovett was a fellow who had a second dip at it, pushing it forward. It was that left foot hook kick that gave Viney the chance. Good shepherd, as I mentioned before, by Obst.
I think it's important in the remaining 16 minutes that Melbourne don't allow Essendon to kick a goal. Melbourne have kicked 2 goals in this quarter to Essendon's 1. 3-5 plays 6-7. Attempted kick off the ground by Obst was deemed as
Dangerous.
in danger.
Yep.
And the free kick will go to Essendon to be taken by Mark Thompson. Away goes the hand pass to Izzard. Izzard's floating kick out in front of Terry Danaher. The bounce is kind for him. He handballs further away. O'Donnell's pick up on the half was brilliant. Round across the boundary line. Kicks it beautifully in towards centre half forward. No mark taken. And Watson nearly caught. Eventually he's caught. Must be penalised. And that's the way the umpire sees it. Bad luck, Timmy, because if you'd have broken away, I'm sure you'd have had a chance to kick a goal. Road transfers play to the near side. Marcus taken by Steins. Steins looking to move it quickly. Goes in towards the centre. Dyson gets back. Can't mark. Should have taken it. Thompson caught with the football. Umpire will bounce.
Well, they're crucial drops, aren't they? I mean, he should have backed in and taken that mark with confidence.
Around the centre of the field,
look,
Ross. It
and then
goes
you have
that
a chance
way.
to break free, and your forwards are free to run into space.
And an unfortunate one there for Kevin Dyson. He's been on the interchange bench for a while. Kick it. Kicks it Melbourne's way. Only about a metre or so. Lovell. Cuthbertson not bad to Dyson. Dyson's kick to half forward. Beveridge punched away by Long. Back towards the centre. Essendon have the numbers. O'Brien away to Long. Doesn't he love to run with it? But he's caught. Anderson overruns it. Beveridge is underneath it. Still a ball to be won. And well done by Greg Anderson in the finish to hold the footy in for the Bombers, because Melbourne had a chance to take it away there.
Madden is on and Werner off for Essendon.
Defensive side of centre wing for Melbourne, certainly in Essendon's attacking half. Steins, Thompson, O'Brien. Watson's a chance. In front of Road, he's caught. Taps it on, he's going to be penalised again. And gee, that rule, I don't know whether I like that, because the player making the play certainly gets penalised if he just can't get it out from underneath. Steins marks on centre wing. Plays on quickly. A long bomb. No one home at centre half forward. O'Donnell gets back. Lovett can't mark. Chance now for Melbourne. Lyon against 3. Johnston. Still the ball held in by Todd Viney. Considine tackled. Gets his foot to the ball and kicks it wide to half back, where it goes over for a boundary throw-in. 6-7 plays 3-5, and we're halfway through the second quarter.
14 minutes left before the main change. Considine and Lyon to contest the boundary throw-in. Considine gets there first. Can't get a decisive tap away. Lyon's hand pass is decisive down to Beveridge, who kicked Melbourne's first goal this afternoon. Johnston nearly caught with the football. Does get a kick eventually to Lyon. It wasn't played as a mark. Didn't go the required distance. Jakovic, who's been well held so far by Shane Hurd. Ball knocked up to O'Donnell by Izzard. Lovett over the top, Thompson. And Izzard again. Will he get to the boundary line? He won't. Beveridge taken out, but the football wasn't. O'Donnell with that little educated poke back along the line to Anderson. Stretch looking for out of bounds on the full, but it will be thrown in next to the small scoreboard. Crowd enjoying the football. 45,000 here this afternoon approximately. Bennett with Walsh. Might be a free kick here. Thompson giving the ball back. And Kevin Walsh. He's very big at home in a Spitfire aeroplane, doesn't he, with that moustache? Up the centre wing. Buick. And mark taken. Aaron Buick showing a great turn of speed. Brushes one tackle. Still gets his kick in. Well played. Buick to half forward for Essendon. Watson and Road do battle. Watson not the umpire's friend at the moment after being free kicked twice in the last few minutes. Danaher, a quick kick around the corner. Looks as though it's out of bounds on the full.
Good pressure there by the Essendon forwards though, just to try and get the ball in. They worked really hard there.
A free kick to be taken by Earl Spalding. On Danaher. In excess of 300 games, 303 to be precise to Danaher. And we understand he'll play next year. Let's hope so. Bomber Thompson doing well. One of Essendon's best so far. Centering kick. Hills underneath it. Ross started that in the sun. Tingay. Tackled well by Hills. The ball spills free out to Johnston and Long. Long picks it up well. Looks for someone going past. And towards the edge of the square. He's got O'Donnell. Left-handed hand pass down to Danaher. Creating some space at half forward. Not a long kick. Won't quite make the distance. Somerville the big fly. Cuthbertson. The hand pass. Watson kicks a goal. So Timmy Watson gets his second. A valuable one against the wind. 7-7 to 3-5.
And the pressure there, the players going back defensively, don't have the courage of going to the boundary or to the flank. And Cuthbertson there got caught. Watch his good work here from Essendon here just to set it up. Danaher nearly got knocked off the footy there by Love coming from behind. And here's this crucial big jump by Somerville. Ball falls. Cuthbertson turns back, handballs quickly, obviously looking for Ops. Not good enough, and a goal results.
Well, Cuthbertson's crucial error there gives Melbourne Essendon their 7th goal. Lyon dispossessed. In goes Ops, hard at the footy, and handballs it wide. But Long tries to break through. Ops to gain. Left foot kick. High. Anderson marks. And half back for Essendon. Greg Anderson with his 9th kick coming up. And it's not a bad one either. Out towards the wing where Madden marks in front of Spalding. And Essendon looking composed in this second term to centre half forward. Punched away by the Melbourne defence. Goes towards Yates. He's held by Buick. And he didn't have it according to the umpire. So Graham Yates will take the free kick at half back for Melbourne. They need to get a bit of a wriggle on. That last goal to Watson was a fairly important one. They've kicked 2 goals in this second term through Kickett and Watson. Todd Viney runs out of space. Gets the handball back. But Madden's there. The ball has gone over. So it will be a boundary throw in on centre wing.
John Northey's moved Sean White onto Terry Danaher with Spalding picking up Somerville. Danaher running Spalding around.
And Spawn warming up on the interchange bench. Stein's in front. Dyson's a chance. Round onto the right foot and kicks it pretty nicely to the 50-metre line. Izzard, punch from behind. Lovell fumbles. Gets the handball to Tingay, but it was no good. Long, lovely, Izzard. They're looking a lot better, Essendon, in the critical stakes. The kick by Izzard in towards the centre. Picked off by Somerville. Handball back to Izzard. Bombers' experience showing out. Izzard's kicked the full forward. Well, it's wide at half forward and Danaher marks quite nicely in the finish. But he's about 2 kicks from goal. But more importantly, he's got possession of the football. Transfers it to centre half forward. And Dyson has marked. No.
He got paid his mark.
Yates, play on now. What was it, Ross? Maybe a mark?
Mark then the advantage.
Yates, Lyon can't mark, but he falls over. It's critical. Izzard's hand pass, too severe. Tingay, bumped off the footy. In comes Stretch. Handballs backwards. Chance now for White, and White kicks Melbourne into their forward half.
Sean White up to Lyon. After their previous decision, I didn't think you could pay advantage after a mark. I thought it was only a free kick. Anyway, that's history now. This is Izzard. Shane Hurd playing with a lot of confidence, as is the Essendon team. Danaher nearly off.
50.
He's got 50, has he? Yes.
That's tough, yeah. 50. Example there of where Gary Lyon's poor kick Didn't get it up well enough to Djakovic to have a go, and the ball just rebounded very quickly.
How about
Now
Djakovic
Pickett
falling
goal.
over pretty easily too?
There's a few of them have been falling over. Here's the free kick for the 50.
I'd like to see Terry what he did here. If that's... No, he didn't
He
go.
went to play on.
He did?
Well, not much. Technically correct, I guess. Danaher. Short kick. Not a well-delivered one. Obst. Thompson gets caught. Tries for the hand pass. Watson's was a little bit more successful. Kick it. Can mount something here. Kick short though, or Steins misses the mark. He hasn't done too much wrong today. Spalding and Lovett combined for Melbourne. The Devon defence works it manfully out of that zone. Stretch. Centre wing. Not too many options there. Johnston and Todd Viney send it over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Tell you what, it wasn't a bad kick by Stretch because when you had a look at...
There's no one there.
There was no one whatsoever.
Viney virtually ran from the other half-back flank to try and make a lead.
Bennett and Walsh. Kevin Walsh done a good job on Bennett so far. Kick it over the top. Ball out of bounds again in front of Johnston and Viney. And another throw-in, probably about 5 metres closer to Melbourne's goal. Margin in favour of Essendon there, 14 to 23.
That 53 for 30 for the game.
Walsh hooks it back to Anderson. And that might be out of bounds on the full. And in fact it is, says the boundary umpire. Free kick to go to the Devons, probably be taken by Phoebe.
Such an important 7 or 8 minutes now for Melbourne. They've got to come right within touch.
That handball statistic is important because it means that Essendon have got plenty of targets. They've got many more runners.
Madden and Steins. Considine traps it right on the 50-metre line. The hand pass is to Johnston, who did it well. Steins, or Anderson it is.
Got to be a free kick in the back, yes.
And Greg Anderson would take the free kick.
He looks better on the wing, Ross, than back at in a
That's his
defensive
position,
post.
isn't it? Yeah, that's his position.
Anderson from right half-back flank. Danaher late on the scene, out of bounds. Such a free kick or a mark. And Danaher's been played the take. He must have grabbed that just inside the line. Hugged the boundary line with that kick too. Steins punches the ball clear. And this time it will be a boundary throw-in.
Oh, Essendon won't mind. 7 minutes
won't hit
left.
them at all. No, it's exactly what they're after.
Shane Zantuck and John Northey. And on the boundary line, Simon Eichel preparing to come on for the first time today. Steins over the top. Izard well tackled by Lovell. And the Bombers can tie it up again. So this is suiting them. A bit of wrestling down there. But the players, by and large, today have been well behaved, haven't they, Robbo?
Oh, yes, it's been pretty good apart from the little bit of a ruckus in the first quarter. But I think if it's applied properly, aggression can be a real big plus for you.
Perhaps that's an indication there. 7 tackles to 2 of Melbourne chasing backsides.
Free kick has been picked out of the ruck contest. It's going to Steins, and he plays on quickly. But you need a target when you do that, and Melbourne's forwards are being beaten, centre half forward and full forward. Kicked down towards the full forward area. Bounce favours Bennett, but he falls over, and it is so critical because Essendon take it away far too easily. Walsh, even though the kick was too far for Anderson, the Bomber fans aren't too perturbed. Djakovic and Hurd, Ross.
Yeah, they've been having a niggle the whole time. Yep. What a waste of time there. Djakovic has had 2 handballs zip.
Steins and Madden. Madden gets the tap back. Wanganeen gathers. Geez, a good player, this young fellow. More confidence. Look, he runs away. Lovell the chaser. Wanganeen gets his kick. Up towards full forward. All of a sudden, Melbourne's defence is under pressure. Road. Handballs to Yates. Melbourne must bounce something out of this. Yates' kick towards half forward. No mark taken there by Viney. Good play by Johnston. And what's the umpire doing? A free kick?
Throwing the ball, yes.
And it will go to Viney against Johnston, and I think, Johnston, you're a little bit stiff. Viney's kick towards half forward. A little too far. Izard, he'll let it go over. We don't mind if we're Bombers, because it's another few seconds it'll take to get the ball back into the playing arena. 12 kicks and 2 hand passes to Alan Izard. Throw in a little short. Considine's a chance. O'Donnell. Hills caught with the football. Eichel the tackler. Melbourne must get something out of this. Lovell around onto the right foot. Kicks it to full forward. No one there. First to recover will be Hurd. And he leads Djakovic a merry dance. Gets the kick away. and close to the boundary line. It goes over for a boundary throw-in in front of Anderson, who applauds the efforts of his teammate back there at fullback. And the Bombers doing it quite nicely. They've kicked 7-7, Melbourne 3-5, as Tony Campbell has an interested look on. I think he'd be a little concerned. Maybe he had a good look at the scoreboard there, because the Bombers are doing it quite comfortably. Anderson across his body. Danaher ran straight at the player. Could have nearly been a free kick. Dyson towards full forward. Out comes Walsh. Can't mark. Kick off the ground by Izzard out of the hands of his teammate Considine. Boundary throw in left forward pocket for Melbourne with 4 minutes left in the quarter.
Essendon's defence has stood up well. Melbourne's only gained 2 points so far in this term. Bennett taps down. Aishold does battle. A quick kick out of the pack came by Considine, and the mark taken by Anderson, who was playing a magnificent game. Kick number 13. Anderson to centre wing. Madden, one-handed, does the shepherding. Danaher playing a great game. His 303rd. Thompson, another veteran, made a great recovery after a knee reconstruction and played some of his best footy. Watson on the burst, couldn't mark it. Chance for kick it. Tingay runs straight at the football. And Essendon will be quite content, I think, to once more tie it up with the clock ticking down to half-time.
Interesting there, Pete. The players slowed down thinking the mark was going to be paid.
I thought you knew what I was going to say. If it was a mark to Werner.
That's right.
It certainly was a mark to Watson.
That's the yardstick, I guess. Kick it. And Todd Viney. O'Brien on the ground. Started on the bench. Kick out towards half-forward. Watson playing at full forward. Kicked a couple of goals. Centre and kick by the veteran. Excellent football with Darren Buick. You know, he didn't really centre it too much. He did as much as he could. Buick for his first goal. Curls it around nicely, but I don't feel enough. And that's out of bounds. You're right, on the full. Buick won't be too happy with that. And Melbourne will run it out again through Stretch. Stephen Stretch from the left half-back flank. Kicks to centre wing. Over the head of Gary Lyon. Doesn't bounce too kindly for him. And the Bombers through Considine. Back to Madden. He brushes Aishold aside. Come again, same player, Considine. Lord Lovett, was he taken by a kicker, but he didn't have it. It rebounds to Dyson, the only player on the ground, I think, with long sleeves. Generally wears them. He's got a free kick, yes.
He's got a free kick.
Tiggy Touchwood.
Yes, well, Shane who's not complaining too much.
Has not had a kick so far.
Here we go. Left hand, round the back, pulled him around.
His first kick. And it's a free kick, and that gives you an indication. Shane Hood in that contest well on top. He's done particularly well. Win behind him. Jakovic should get the distance. And Melbourne badly needs a goal. They've got one. Jakovic gets his first, and the Demons creep a little bit closer. Scoreboard at VFL Park showing 7-7-2-4-5.
And certainly time for another one. That's his 60th 6-0 goals for the season. There's the free kick. Left hand of Hurd, pulling him around. You don't like it, Robbo, do you? It was a good kick to finish off with.
Alan Jakovic getting his first goal late in the second term.
49-29, 20 points the difference, just under 2 minutes. Steins taps the ball down to Buick.
Buick gets Essendon towards centre half forward. It was important that Melbourne got that ball out of the centre, but Essendon did through Buick. Road marks at centre half back. Road's kick is long into Melbourne's forward half. Punched away by Johnston. The ball to be won. Beveridge. Sweeping hand pass. Viney. The bounce is all right for Todd Viney. The kick into the pocket. Too high for Jakovic. And it's a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for Melbourne. About 35 to 40 metres around from their goal. And they trail by 20 points. 7-7 to 4-5.
There was a gap of 16 minutes between Melbourne's last two goals.
Yes, Essendon's defence has done extremely well in this second quarter. Melbourne have only managed 3 goals. Chance here, Lyon. Handball back towards centre forward. Dyson's done pretty well since coming on. Handball to Lyon. Kick across his body towards full forward. Here's a goal. Jakovic, will it bounce? Long's got him. The kick back towards full forward is marked by Hurd. Essendon clear. And the Bomber fans are pretty happy with that, because it looked like it only had to bounce for Jakovic, and he was into an open goal.
Kevin Walsh kicks long, knocked away by Stretch, and it's out of bounds. That will actually suit Essendon. 45 seconds remaining before the break. Maybe if they can get the ball quickly they could get a goal. Cole Kinnear looking on. Steins and Madden. Doesn't look as though they're going to get it. Thompson picks it up towards, or bounces too high for Yates. Danaher overruns it. Ranganino, he had his head taken off. Tackled by Road off the ground. Kick it towards half forward. 19 seconds remaining. Sean White. Over the wall, Spalding. And Spalding does the tidying up work. Centering kick. He's looking for Eichel. Fight behind play. Down goes O'Brien. Things really hotting up just before the break. Is there time for another score? The ball kicked up towards Hurd. And he's doing a magnificent job down there, Shane Hurd on Djakovic, as the siren goes to end hostilities at half-time. And the scoreboard of the first elimination final, Essendon 7-7-49, leading Melbourne 4-5-29 by 20 points.